Hi guys, good morning. How are you? Don't even have a title this morning because I was late, so I just hopped on live. How are you? I'm really excited that we have a great topic today. And so we're just waiting for Deb to pop on. I'm excited. Deb has a nice weekend planned, and I'm excited for her. But anyways, what do you guys have planned for this weekend? Let us know. I love to have adventures on the weekend, so I hope you guys are out there having an adventure. I think life stays, we find the joy in life when we're out having adventures. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about today was that it's not what we deserve in life, it's what we believe. And because, what does the word deserve mean? What would you deserve in life? I think, I deserve happiness. Well, if you think you deserve happiness, it's different than if you believe I deserve happiness. I believe I will get happiness, because you take different actions when you say I believe. So I believe I deserve, I believe I deserve. I believe in happiness. I believe I will get happiness. I believe I will get joy. It's so much different than thinking I deserve. And I think the problem with I deserve is that you're a lot of times judging yourself against what someone else has. And when we're judging ourselves against what someone else has, we're kind of limiting what we think the world can offer. So if they have happiness, I deserve it too. But I think sometimes we're I won't get it because there's a limited amount of happiness. There's not a limited amount of happiness in this world. Or if we think, I deserve to be have a nice vacation, and because you see other people doing it. And I think there is the problem is we're judging ourselves against what they're doing. But if you I believe I will have, hi Deb, how are you? If you I believe that I will have happiness, then you take actions. Or if I believe, let's bring Deb on here. Here she comes. Part of the problem, where I sit, I like to be outside because my kids are asleep in the house. Hi Deb, how are you? Sorry, I was gonna use my iPad and then it wasn't working, and then so I just popped down here and I didn't even get the title in and blah blah blah. How are you?
Good.
You have an exciting weekend for yourself. I'm so happy for you. Full house.
I do. Hey, Ann. Hi, Maria.
Hi guys. So I was talking a
Mike.
little bit about the thought of, it's not what we deserve, it's what we believe. And I think that, hi Ann, how are you? I think that the problem, but I think that the thing with deserve, hi Maria, is that we are judging ourselves against what other people have. I deserve to have what they have. I deserve to have the things they have. I deserve to have the relationship they have with their spouse. But when we're thinking we deserve things, we think there's a limited quantity of it. I feel sometimes. Hi Ann, Andrea, how are you? You think there's a limited quantity of happiness, and I deserve my piece of it. But it's kind of you think you're getting a piece of it. If you believe in happiness, you realize it's an unlimited quantity for everyone in this world. There's an unlimited quantity. Hi, Susie, how are you? Unlimited quantity of joy. I believe in, if you believe, let's go to a vacation. I deserve a vacation. And people think that sometimes. We feel I believe I deserve a vacation. If you believe, you're taking different actions. What do you think about all that, Deb?
Right. No, exactly. And deserve is also about, Andrea, what are your thoughts on this? I want to hear it. Deserve is about your past actions, so I think it's very antiquated, and it's the way maybe people used to believe. Um, I don't think my kids think about that, what they deserve or don't deserve,
Oh, it's an
because I
interesting
think they,
thought. That's an interesting thought. I wonder if
I,
our kids don't think that.
I think they come into the world with a different consciousness, like they're kind of free of that, and I'm not saying you don't work for what you don't work for things, and you don't, but it's not about deserving, because none of us deserve anything really, that we're not promised anything when we come into the world. But what I've learned as I've coursed the 60 years of this world is that my belief about what I deserve, and I don't know if I want to use that word, my belief about what can come to me and what experiences I can have are totally up to me. All that around me is totally up to me and what I do believe. So Yeah, it's not about deserving. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Karen. How are y'all? Hi, Tim.
And Anne said it's kind of like deserve. We think of it as an entitlement, which is, I think, is a really. And Anne just said we don't deserve anything we don't work for. And I think too, like you're saying, antiquated. I was thinking deserve is like based, like if we're our past actions, even just if we think we're doing something because we're trying to get what we deserve. First of all, there's no joy in that. Like if you're just trying to get something you think you deserve, you're taking the joy out of whatever you receive. And I think, but if, and like you said, if you don't wake up thinking, I deserve this, I deserve all my piece of this world, but I believe that all these good things will come to me, it's a lot more joy giving.
Right, exactly. And I think the mentality of deserving what you work for is kind of like also tied to the old mentality of trading time for money, which so many people do. And I'm not judging that in any way. Hey, Gabby, how are you? But I mean, there are other things you can do besides trading time for money. There are other choices that you can make to do something other than trading time for money. And a lot of people, they only have that choice, and that's cool. But it does start with the belief of maybe it could be different. Hey, Pat, and maybe it's not about deserving. I think grace is such a huge part of life. It can be such a huge part of life when you choose grace and when you choose to look for grace. All kinds of things happen that we don't deserve, in the old meaning of that. Hey, Jerry, how are you? Good
I
morning.
think that deserve is also limiting. Like if you only think about what you deserve, like I think that really limits to what you like aspire for, what you believe or dream for. I deserve this piece, but like actually there's a lot more for you than just this little piece of the things you think you deserve. And if you're only working toward what you deserve, you're really missing what's well beyond what you quote unquote deserve.
Oh, that's such a good point. And that's such a good point too. I understand that. Like the work can be the believing, absolutely. And yeah, and I think when you have that deserve mentality, it can be very limiting.
Mm-hmm.
I only did this much, so I only deserve this.
Right.
Like I can imagine some people that I used to know that would think that way, and I would have not used to think that way, but you know, yeah, it's so much more freeing to say, what can I believe for? And again, I'm not in any way saying actions don't go with the belief, because I think that's all part and parcel, but you have to start with the belief that it's even worth your while to put your energy and your intention and your time behind something, right?
Well, and I think that ties into like what Anna's saying, the work we can do can just be believing. And like it takes actions. So we're not like, oh, I believe this is going to happen to me, but I think what happens is when you move beyond like working toward what you deserve and working to what you believe, is that you work maybe even harder or more it's a more clear path, because when you're working toward what you believe, you're not distracted by this little thing. This will get me what I deserve and that'll get me what I deserve. And I think things just open up to you when you're working toward what you believe, because you see more clearly like the vision of where you can go. But and I think too, I like you're saying, like even with jobs or careers, we have to do those things. But if you're bringing them with like a belief that I'm going to be my best person here, as opposed to like I deserve to get paid this week, but if you're changing your view on it, like I believe I'm going to be the best version of myself here, you're going to be happier. I think the difference between deserve and belief is joy. Kind of. There's a joy in it. Hey, so Jerry says, "Wow, is this really live? I've only been recording before." That's really live, Jerry.
Yeah, definitely thought of you when I read that, Jerry.
Yeah. So what do you guys like? What do you guys think the difference between believe and deserve? And how do you act differently if you're taking a course of deserve or a course of belief?
So I have to say this about that and I want to hear what you guys say too. Hey, Jim, good morning. Thanks for joining. So deserve is about comparing yourself to an old norm. Like maybe you saw this person do this and they got that. If this, then that. And it's an old norm. It's an old rule. And being born the rule breaker that I am, I really don't like that, because just because something equaled this for that person doesn't mean it equals this for me. Right. And why would we limit that? Or why would we, let's just think bigger than, or because I did this negative thing happens. Well, because maybe I shouldn't have done this, whatever, label you want to put on that. Well, what about grace? You know, can you accept grace in that moment? Can you accept that? Can we just get rid of the word deserve?
Just get rid of it.
I'm taking issue with that.
You know what? I think you made a really good point too. Like you see somebody else take an action and get an outcome. Well, you can take that same outcome and you're not going to get the same action. And I think somebody else's results could be because of their belief, not because of what they deserve. But when we're watching it, we're thinking, oh, I deserve that too. If you take the same action, you're not going to get it because A, you might not have their belief, and it might not be your outcome.
That's such a true point. Like, why would you let someone else's expectations dictate yours, right? Can we be original about it? Can we set our own expectations, our own belief about it, right? Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Yeah. All right, so we've made a decision. We're getting rid of the word deserve.
Made a decision. We're gonna follow grace, and we're gonna follow our intention of what we create for our lives. Versus,
and we're gonna move into the gap of joy. The jab of joy between deserve and belief, I think, is joy. All right.
And choosing joy is always the right decision.
Yes. All right. So we had a successful day. We got rid of a word. All right. Everyone get out there and have an adventure this weekend. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
See you Monday.